Greetings again. I'm sorry from a really busy Atlanta airport. This is Renee Benson at AV Renee KC. You are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hello, everyone. My name is Murphy Daly. I am AV veteran, author, and your introduction to the AV Life. Tonight, you are joining us.
Hi, James here with writer for the IT and AV column, digital magazine for higher education, and you are listening and watching the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert from Rutgers University, and also from HETMA Board of Directors, and also the host of this podcast. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life. All right. So this has been a day, I have to say. Actually, I feel like the last week has just been a little nuts in general. Today was, as we're recording this, was the last day of the HETMA conference. I had hosted the trivia night a couple hours ago. So I spent an hour in my tuxedo giving trivia questions and no sports questions. I apologize to Joe Way for that, who happens to be our guest tonight. I have put him in a guest mode for tonight. So it seems like I've caught him mid bite of his
I'm eating pizza. I'm eating New York style pizza. New York style pizza.
No, you stop with that. This is not New York style pizza.
There's John's New York style pizza.
Oh, okay, there's where you just went wrong. You called it Papa John's, and that's not
the
No, where he went wrong is he's on the West Coast calling it pizza.
So
I'm in the Midwest and he's calling it wrong, right? Yeah, no. Love you, Joe, but no.
But
no.
I'm a little embarrassed because I got a little pineapple on my shirt.
Oh, there are some people that would like hurl because of that.
Chris Nito.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, our fellow Jersey guy, Chris Neto, would have that would not have gone over well, Joe.
I'm saying pizza's pizza, right?
No,
not for those of us in the tri-state area over here. There's a difference.
I mean, it's either like you eat it, you dip it, or you scoop into it. Pizza's pizza.
You dip it? What are you dipping your pizza
This is when people in the Midwest say, bless his heart.
And then you dip it in the little Papa John's sauce, and then you eat it.
See, and that's where the problem is. You have to dip it into something to make it taste better. It's like the people that
taste better. You just dip it anyway.
It's the people that put lime in Corona because they said it makes the beer taste better.
No. Oh, don't mess with my Mexican beers. Okay, now you crossed the line. Okay, at pizza, you were fine. You mess with Mexican beers, a lime must go in a Mexican beer. And if you don't put a lime in a Mexican beer, you know what? Just exit the room right now. Period.
I think we got a hashtag sacred cows. Here.
I'm going to stay here with my purely American Sam Adams beer and not put anything.
Okay, I'm going to open up my Cutwater tequila margarita, which is close enough to a Mexican beer, because why else wouldn't you order a margarita from Santa Cruz, California?
So what vendor took care of that for you?
I paid this with my own money.
Oh. He needs to be out somewhere in order for it to be vendor management. He doesn't bring that stuff home.
I went straight to Ralph's, aka West Coast Kroger's, or Myers, or whatever you want to call it, and I bought my own fake tequila margarita.
Like a man.
Well, we all know he's got that display on the back of his porch or back of his patio.
I have the most wonderful Sharp NEC display on my back patio, by the way.
So we discussed this. That's right.
What I did, and I won it at a golf tournament.
Oh, you won it.
I did.
Yes, he won it at vendor management.
By the way, I won it. I'm pretty sure I was high bidder because I love
Probably.
Charbonnet.
I can't afford to come to California, so I can't tell you.
Wow.
Well,
Oh, sorry. I'm Joe Way. I'm the Director of Learning Environments at the University of Southern California. I'm the Chair of the Higher Education Technology Managers Alliance and CEO and editor of the Higher Ed AV Digital Magazine, for those who do not know who I am.
and you wrote a book too, right, Joe?
Oh,
What?
You wrote a book. You wrote a book.
That's called Producing Worship. Thank you, Tim, for making that a trivia question tonight at the HETMA conference trivia night. It's available on Amazon, Producing Worship. Just Google it and let me get my $1.46 per sale. So I'm putting my kids through college, $1 at a time.
$1, one book at a time. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Well, you already have a book title for your follow up. Producing podcasts. So I don't know where you want to go with that, but
by the way, do you want breaking news? No breaking news? I
sure,
actually am working on a second book.
Oh. All right.
Let's do
Breaking
this.
news.
We have 4 people on. Who can guess the name of that new book?
Vendors I have
And
managed
I will
other
tell you,
tales.
it starts with the word producing,
Ah.
but it's not your other option.
Mhm.
What do you think the second word is?
Mhm.
If you've been following my Twitter, you would know, but I have not posted about it probably since I started writing it about 4 or 5 months ago.
Wait, what? So the first title is
Producing.
So my first book is Producing Worship. My second book, which I am working on, from Harvard University Press, by the way.
Oh.
How about that for breaking news?
Very cool, Joe. All right. So producing crypto.
You get one guess, and you're not allowed to Google. Go now, James.
I have to go with
I'm with
Tim.
Tim. I'm with Tim.
Crypto.
Yeah, me too.
Would you say producing crypto?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 2. All right, Murphy.
Perfect A note.
No, it's called Producing Leaders.
Producing what?
Leaders.
Leaders.
You didn't ask me, Joe. Joe, that was what I was going to say
That's not
next.
fair.
That was actually what I was going with, and then I saw Tim's idea was better.
Leaders.
Yep.
I was trying to think about how
Am
when
I
the
the
last
only
time.
one here that's like still looking at James going, James?
No,
It
James
is
incognito.
It is 8 principles for taking your teams and taking them to the next level. And that's the book. It's due out probably in the year. I'm aiming for before Christmas, but there you go.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for that and all the plugs that will come along with it. So you're going to do a book tour as well, Joe?
No, I'll
No,
do a,
no.
buy it on Harvard University Press or buy it on Amazon. That's what I'll be doing.
The real question is, does the crew get early release to review and talk on the show?
Oh, yeah. We got to have a book club.
At $15.99? Absolutely.
James is on to something.
Actually, I don't know. It's this one's academic. It'll probably be $27.99.
Yeah, it's not going to be $15.99.
It's going to be only. It's only going to be hardcover for the first 5 years, and then.
No, he's going to go teach a class in Harvard and charge $75 for each copy and require it for the class.
Yeah, am I just like Mr. Breaking News today? I'm totally Mr. Breaking News today.
You are, yes, you are. That's breaking news we like to hear is things like that. So that's going to be.
Are you ever not breaking news? Is Joe Way ever not breaking news? New boat, new house, new
Something.
car,
New house, no
Golf
house.
cart.
always
The
something.
golf cart. Oh, yes, the golf cart.
Right.
I think we're missing a bigger issue here. We all are focused on Joe, but no one has mentioned how the Super Bowl ads ripped off killing grandma. We made that call
Yeah,
before they did.
we did. Yes. And they all of a
We
sudden,
killed
James,
grandma.
and that is why I love James.
I saw that. And that was
I want
like,
my royalty check. I want my
I know.
royalty check.
it's like, go back and listen to all the episodes where we saved grandma or we killed grandma. It's like,
Mm.
you know, it's just unfair. Like, it's just, so they just need to be a sponsor of the AV life is really what it boils down to. It's like, that's how you can make it up to us.
By the way, I love this camera angle. This is the first time I've ever been on a call in this camera angle. I've only used my D10 here
Joe,
for,
can you hook up your people with some cameras?
my what?
Some of your people.
Your people with some cameras.
Oh,
I
your
could,
peeps here. Your peeps in the.
yeah, this is a D10 in front of me right now. Not a sharp NEC, sorry, but it is. This one's a D10.
Well, we don't make those, and I would love to. I'm researching all this stuff on like the microphones, all this stuff. But I'm like, why don't you give me something that's working? I don't need it free. Although if I say I'm with Joe Way, they'll probably just give it to me free because they know how it works. But I would like to have something that works because I really think that the way we are doing business now is not going away anytime soon.
Mhm.
So I need something better than my little iPhone camera.
But
I-
all right, so actually I have a good question. So not to take over your show, Tim, but it's what I do.
Yeah,
And
that's
even
okay.
though I love the Bob Barker mic, and Troy sent me the link to buy my own Bob Barker mic, which I will do. Even though I think you're using a Shure, right?
Yeah. Yep. I am.
Yeah.
So I will say that I got really smart. I got the Shure X2U USB to XLR adapter. And that's how I got this guy in. That's how I got my Shure gooseneck microphone that usually is installed on a podium. How I got this guy into my call.
That's why you needed to go to campus today to pull that out of a classroom or an auditorium in order to bring it to your house.
Brand new in box.
But let's go back
Send the part numbers to your friend Renee so I can buy them because I need something more podcast friendly.
But let's go back to Renee for a second here, and I don't want to take over your show, but I'm gonna because I didn't read what the show is about today, so I'm just gonna pretend that it's about me.
Well, I did say you're a guest, so yes, I guess
how leaders
technically it
work.
is about
So
you.
it's about me.
It's always about Joe.
Joe.
All the love.
Oh, Renee, we love you. And so I'm feeling very sentimental today. But I think that there's actually something to be said about our industry. What's wrong with our industry when we can get on a call the AV Life is one of the premier podcasts of our entire industry. Okay, period. Corey set the standard, passed it down to the ultimate Tim to pull this off. And yet, we're wondering what mic we should use. We're like, can I get that? Like, this is what's wrong with our industry. Our industry says, oh, we're the best there is. We can make all your spaces the best ever, blah, blah, blah. We're in airports. Renee's in an airport, this or that. But yet we don't actually support those who are out there being public and just saying, hey, I want to make sure that what other people see, hear, and believe about our industry, and like, this is what's wrong. This is 100% what's wrong. I don't care. Rave, AV Nation, everything. I don't care. All of them. I mean, we know. Okay, let's take the top. So if you look at the numbers, and I know the numbers, I know how to look at the numbers, and I understand web traffic, and I know if you look at web traffic, rave is number one, and rave is number one by far. Like by far.
Hmm.
If you look at web traffic, number two is higher ed AV. Number three is AV Nation. Number four is commercial integrator, and number five is AV Mag. And you can look at web traffic and see that. Here's the thing, rave is numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5 added together, and you still don't reach rave. Period.
Mm-hmm.
They're the epitome in our industry. Okay. Now we have an industry that says, I want to charge you $500,000 to do this auditorium. Yet we want to be out there and we want to make your room be good. And we have these podcasts like ours. I see your numbers, Tim. I mean, you're hosted on my platform. Your numbers get 3,000 views an episode. Okay. So why the hell is not everybody sitting there going, I want to make sure this is the best audio, the best video there is? Do you know what 3,000 views or listens or whatever means? You know what that means? That means that you have a sales guy who neither of us know, because I see the numbers. You have, and you know what? I'm going to bring it up as soon as I stop talking. You have viewers and you have listeners. I don't actually know the difference between viewers and listeners because you have but here's the thing. You have people who are in India who are listening to this show. I don't know who their sales reps are. I know who my sales reps are. I know who I'm playing golf with on Monday, but I don't know those people.
Mm.
But they matter. If you're in India, you got a freaking billion people who that person could influence. So why is our industry sitting here letting Renee be in an airport on a laptop, not saying, we have a mobile setup today for you?
Well,
because that's what we're talking about. 1 billion people for this industry who's sitting there in India listening to this, watching her have her Miller Lite, which is a good choice, by the way. But do you get where I'm going? This is what's wrong with this industry.
You've got a point there. You've got a point, Joe. We really should get some freebie stuff in here. Absolutely. And that is a great idea. Maybe we can work on that and give all the vendors a chance to brag on their stuff by giving us better.
No, but here's the thing here, Murphy. It's not, holy crap.
What just happened? Are you getting invaded?
I am. Who the hell's live tweeting? Okay, here's the thing. It's not about free stuff. It is 100% about where we think our industry belongs in the entire ecosystem of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we just went through an entire global pandemic where the industry just got an opportunity to lift above everything else. Period. Mm-hmm. Zoom, Teams, WebEx, whatever. They're probably the 1, 2, 3 right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the world is connected by one of those 1, 2, 3s. So why are we in our industry sitting there going, we're waiting for the get back to normal? Screw that. There's no normal. The 1, 2, 3s are going, we're going to take this and we're going to go our way with it because we now own it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're waiting for it to go back there.
Oh yeah, the back there, we already passed it. We are going for it. And the only thing is now, the present right now. And it being the present, I want to seize the moment.
Yeah, but that's exactly it.
Seize the moment? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I think
Joe.
My
ready?
moment. This is my moment, Joe.
I think Murphy's trying to get to the PM minute. I think is what's
we doing
happening.
PM minute?
Yeah, you just listen to this glorious minute and enjoy your margarita beer.
And you could look up the numbers in the meanwhile.
Yeah, and tell me all about it. I didn't. You told me some things I didn't know. So here's the thing. As a project manager, when we're doing our work, when I'm doing my work, it's not about being popular. There are those who get the points, they get the votes to be the prom queen or the class president. That's not what we're trying to do. We have a job to do, and it's not going to make everybody happy, but the project manager has to pull everybody together and go towards the goal. We've got to go towards that finish, that goal that we're all working towards together. The reason that we're there is to finish that project. And not everybody's going to like me. I don't get to make everybody happy. Because somebody may have another type of goal going on. Oh, well, you know what I really want is for pink polka dots. And somebody else is like, I didn't want it at all. I never wanted this project. But as the project manager, as the one leading, that's the thing that's got to happen. Go towards it, not be popular, be willing to sacrifice the popular, be willing to withstand people disagreeing and being mad to get there. That's what it takes sometimes. Fortunately, not every time, but it's definitely always a danger.
All right.
So don't let the popularity contest distract from the main goal.
Yeah, sometimes you're gonna be the one with the unpopular
I love that.
things. Yeah.
Yep.
I really, that's very true. It's, it's not always going to be sometimes you have to choose. It's not easy to choose what is right, I guess, or whatever that line is, I think.
I don't remember the line, but there was
between
that,
what is
that
right and what
Batman
is
movie.
easy and what is easy. It's a Harry Potter line.
Is it?
Yeah. And Dumbledore is like, sometimes you have to make a choice between what is right and what is easy. And sometimes it's easy to be popular, but it's not necessarily the right thing, and if what the right thing is for the project is to do XYZ,
Eyes on the prize.
exactly.
Yep. So that's what I got.
I really like that, Murphy. Yeah, thank you. That's a good one. They're always a good one, but
yeah.
So very cool. And I think, that's something that we always need to keep our eyes on, is that, it's, and I've noticed it myself, even with people on my own team, like that sometimes there are decisions that are made that even though they're for the better of the project, that it's not the popular decision. And it's not this, and the ones that hem and haw over it aren't necessarily, they're usually in the minority, but usually they're the loudest ones. So,
and there are times when there's going to be somebody and they're going to hold a grudge for a bit, and you go, well, yeah, but we're doing the thing that we all decided to do, and isn't it great that we're all working together to do that thing? Yay for that.
Right.
And even though they're like, oh, I wanted the pink polka dots, you're like, okay, but look what we've got.
Yep. We got white stripes instead. Here we go.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, we got the actual thing, and just keeping the focus on what it is we're doing, even though not everybody even wants the thing. Like the other guy didn't want it at all, right? I'm like, well, okay, but we did it. Look what we did. And it's not about the popularity. Eyes on
Very
the prize.
cool. Eyes on the prize. All right. Well, thank you.
It always
Go
floors
ahead,
me,
Ryan.
Murphy, how right on that Murphy always is. And apparently you've been around a time or two on a project, time or two. But I always love your insight. I always do.
Mhm.
Sorry,
And
I'm
you
trying
could
to keep
get-
that background noise in.
And you can get more of Murphy's insight in her books.
Oh yes, upcoming. You got
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, I have 4 books already published on different topics and stories, but I'm working on and hope to complete this year the AV Project Manager book.
Mm.
So that is about 75% done.
Oh,
And-
awesome.
Okay,
Ooh, so
that's
that-
crazy.
2 book drops
Yeah.
today.
that's gonna be great. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of reading to be had later this year.
Yes. This is going to be an awesome book. It's going to be like nothing else. Incredibly tactical. So
Cool. All right,
You
so
know-
we'll have leadership books and management books. It's gonna be great. It's I'm gonna start making my Christmas wish list now, and
oh yeah. Yeah.
I would like, if we're breaking news, I would like to officially apologize. I exaggerated when I said that you get 3,000 views an episode.
I figured it was a little high.
I actually exaggerated by a lot. So
We
I went,
really think we get like 300,000.
yeah.
So
I went
yeah.
back and I'm on, because you understand that some people listen or watch later. So I went back to episode 207, exactly a month ago, Christmas of Val Kilmer. And if you look at the,
That was a fun episode.
what? I'm just
That was a fun
saying,
episode.
The
Yeah.
Christmas
So
with Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Yes.
if you add up the listens on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Music, Google Play, and the clicks to the website, it does not add up to 3,000. So I apologize. It only adds up to 37,600.
Joe.
What?
So
Joe.
I apologize for saying that you
Whoa.
only have 37,000 clicks. I didn't mean to exaggerate and only say 3,000. But if everyone wants to know the power of Hire at AV,
Wow.
you have 37,000 people who have ever visited your page for the episode 207, Christmas with Val Kilmer, and or listen to that episode on, and granted, it's on other things besides iHeart, Apple Music, Spotify, and Google Play. So it's probably slightly more. So I apologize. I did not mean to say 3,000 to offend you when it's actually 37,000. Please accept my apologies.
No, Joe, you have no need to apologize, because when you said 3,000, that was in my head was like, that's awesome. And now I am floored that it's 37,000 that you're telling me that we have that.
Wow. Holy
But-
crap, holy. You guys, you're awesome. Congratulations on living the AV life for so long and for in front of all the world. Thank you.
I was gonna say, so that's how we're 130 in Canada. Yeah, it's like
Oh yeah, we're the best in Japan. We're so hot in Japan.
But here's the thing, though. And I don't want to toot the horn for Hire David. But this is what it says about our industry. We are probably the single most influential. When you look and go, can I be honest? Do you want me to be Joe A for a minute?
well,
I'm pissed off at
You never
only
stop.
37,000. We know that Hired AV as a entire, you guys see the numbers. So fun fact, okay, Tim and James actually see the back end numbers. They know that we get over 1 million visits a month in Hired AV, okay? But the fact is, the world has changed. 1 million is nothing compared to the fact there's 6-7 billion people on the world who are relying on a digital media to connect with one another. Everyone's living on Zoom. Everyone's living on Teams. Everyone's relying on what we do as an industry. So the real question is why what we do as an industry is not more than that, right? Let's be honest. 1 million views is 0.3% of the US. An entire economy that's relying on learning how to make their Zoom and their meetings better, right? It's actually bad numbers if you put it in a global context. It's great numbers if you look at it from our industry. So it actually says more about our industry.
Tim, reel him in. Reel him in.
Well, actually, what I was going to say, I was actually about to say that, it's probably a little bit of what Chris Netto was talking to us about the other morning during the HETMA conference, is about that promotion, self-promoting, and just putting yourself out there. And I'll admit, I don't do a great job with pushing our episodes and things like that. And Joe, you do a great job with yours, and and I know you reshare all of our stuff, and I know some, I've got like a certain handful of followers that regularly share on Twitter and stuff like that, but I don't hit LinkedIn, I don't hit Facebook, like I don't do, there's only so much I do, and I could probably do better at that and promote myself and us better, so there is something to be said about that.
No.
Well,
You're doing your awesome.
You're fine, Tim. Tim, you're fine. Tim, what you have done since you've taken over for Corey, which I know Corey would be very, very appreciative. Which I haven't talked to him for him, but I know he would. What you have done in terms of friendship, in terms of knowledge, in terms of, we're just here right as an industry just to share. Tim, what you've done is over the top. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Renee. I mean, and I say this all the time, I couldn't do it without y'all as my my crew. It's if I'm not like Joe Way, I can't just sit up here and spout out for an hour. It's like I can, I rely on
and we prefer that. We prefer.
I rely on the interaction of between myself and you guys and our guests, and it's that's I like to facilitate in that way. And yes, sometimes Joe Way takes things over a little bit, but but it's always for good reason. There's valid points to be always made. I don't think Joe's ever actually gone off the rails for no good reason.
I'm sure
he's always exciting.
I'm just here for the people.
You're just here. Well, yeah. And you care about our vertical and about all of us, and that's shown over the years, Joe. And, HETMA is proof of that. Higher Ed AV is proof of that. Like, it's your regular involvement across multiple industry partners. It's, your vendor management, you're out there. So it's, yeah, exactly. Vendor management. And it's we thank you for that, Joe. And this is you and I thank you, Renee, for what you said about me, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Joe taking on, and like almost like that mother hen, taking in the AV life to the higher ed AV, and giving it a place to be, to host, and to live on, to incubate, as it were. So thank you, Joe.
So I have to head out because I do have to get that flight that's coming out. I love you all, and I am so happy to be a part of this. I am actually very happy for Corey for what he did for us. Joe Way, I hate giving him credit because I love him so much, but Joe Way, thank you for making it what it is today. And Tim, and my whole heart is in it. You know what? It's just a bunch of friends that are family. We happen to do the same thing. I got a call today, and I'm like, oh, I have to spec some projector in. I'm like, it's still the same thing at the end of the day, right? We're all here doing little silly AV stuff. So anybody listening, and to my entire crew, I love you all. We are all here together. day in or day out, we will be here. And thank you, Tim, for being an amazing voice of reason. Thank you, Corey, wherever you are, for letting us have this platform. And Joey,
I'm not saying a thing.
I
Renee.
love you, Joey.
Renee, I'm the mic drop moment.
love
Don't
you,
you
Joe.
take my mic drop moment. But that was beautiful.
Sorry.
This is a personal invitation for Renee to come. We're going to hang out in my backyard. We're going to watch some football on my Sharp NEC display, which is the most awesome thing in like total sunlight. And I can still watch my football game. And then we're going to barbecue and go on my boat and we're going to hang out. And because I love you, Renee. Awesome.
I'm doing the
Wow.
barbecue.
Yeah, no, Kansas City
No,
barbecue.
I'm
It's
doing the
gotta be,
barbecue.
yeah. So,
You just tell me what to buy.
all right.
This-
Oh,
Safe
we don't want her
travel.
to miss
Okay,
her
we have
plane.
to-
Poor
Yeah.
Renee.
We have to end this,
Yes.
Gotta go.
Safe
Yes.
travels,
but I
Renee.
love all
travels.
of you.
Feel the love. Feel the love, not the dirty plane. Good night. Well, actually, to be fair, friends, I have to go pretty soon too.
Wait, this is a live recording. You can't.
This is still,
leave.
we're still going here, but people are dropping like flies.
Well, I could stay a little bit longer.
Before
Joe,
you go
did you
kick.
know? Did you know you don't get to come in very often? But I have to go learn how to handle assailants. Ugh.
Are you like Mark Coxing it? I know you
Yeah,
are.
he's got a. I'm orange belt now.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
No, yeah, no, I do oranges too. The oranges that
Oh,
you drop in
okay.
your IPA.
Yeah, but that's what I have to do this evening, so I can stay for
I'm
like 10
more of a
more minutes.
lime belt, but it's okay.
Lime belt.
You have the belt of the salt around the edge.
There you
Belt
go.
of the
Yes.
salt, yeah.
Well,
All right, Tim,
Hey,
what's the next
yeah.
topic?
what's the next? Well, I was gonna say we just wrapped up the HETMA conference, and I think that that went very well over these last 3 days, Joe. I think that was a phenomenal. I think, dare I say, for early award-winning conference. Are we starting our
No.
pitch now?
We will not win the award next year. And let me tell you why. Because I cannot do 4 weeks worth. I'm sorry. You guys aren't the ones on the Twitter. You guys aren't the ones doing this. It's me. It's all me. And it's so hard. I have 3 AV Nation awards. I'm done. If you want to win it next year, someone else has to come to me and say, I want the Twitter password, and they can take it on and they can do it.
Well, there you go. We're reaching. Yeah, we're reaching
done.
out to. This is an open call to the HETMA to someone to step up to be the social media chair. I think that's yeah.
Did you get a thumb joint replacement?
Oh my God, 4 weeks of hell. I told that to Tim. He's like, so, all right. So fun fact, I know Tim listens. So, all right, Tim, listen. And here's the thing. I'm not telling anything anyone doesn't know. 4 categories on round 1. I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm gonna do nothing for 2 weeks. If HETMA can't pull their own out of the first round, it's on them. And y'all didn't, by the way. Y'all failed us.
Wow.
And then round 2, nothing. Round 3, then I was all in. Whoever would have survived, I was all in. And that's why USC won and Lex won. Well, it would have been Lex or, Aaron.
Or Aaron, yeah.
But HETMA lost out of 2 rounds, education and best virtual event. We need our people to come behind it. I can't do 4 weeks. That's awful. It's the worst 2 weeks ever. It's awful.
All right, so yeah, we gotta get everyone in on that and make sure we stay on top of it. But the actual conference this year, yeah, it was a great time. I know there were a lot of good feedback early on from those who were in attendance. Admittedly, I didn't get to spend as much time there as I had wanted to, but from what I've been gathering from talking to other people, it was definitely a great event.
I think it was the best one yet. Definitely the best one yet.
So we just keep getting better.
James, James, your opinion. What do you think of this conference?
This conference was a very well done conference. So first off, I want to give props to Troy for putting together and getting the panels and people to go on there. We had great SMEs. So, but really what I think stood out to me the most is the first day, the DEI, the keynote with the Diversity Council with Frank, and you have trying to think of who else was on there. Man,
Joey.
Joey, and sorry, this whole head cold was really messing with me. But yeah, that was outstanding. Like I was trying just to take it all in, and I missed most of the second day due to my head cold and some other stuff. So, but I heard some great stuff there, and then even today, I mean, looking at the sessions and the manufacturer sessions, it's like, which one do you choose? Like, I don't know how many times I saw people go, is this being recorded? Because I want to be in 5 places at once, which is great to say about our industry. And like Joe kept saying, this was our time to talk to the manufacturers one-on-one, or even a couple. Was our time, and people took advantage of it.
Joe just went into the dark.
I'm back.
So yeah, this was, and that's proven to be a very important aspect, is to be able to have that time with the manufacturers. And I know from past experience that the manufacturers get the most out of when they get to talk to us in those sort of settings. They've been able to improve products, and we, as higher ed, we always find the special way of utilizing the hardware in ways that they wouldn't have ever really imagined it. So then that's happened on multiple occasions with multiple manufacturers. So, this has all been a very critical interaction that we can have.
Can I ask a question? I actually want to ask a question to Murphy, because your PM moment
minute
it's a PM moment. It's a PM minute.
TM, no. Yeah.
Made me think of something when I was thinking in context of the HETMA conference. I asked, when I was doing the media with Tim and Cindy and Dan, and I asked them about how the industry sees us as higher ed. And while the AV life is not necessarily higher ed, I mean, I see the numbers, it's a good chunk higher ed, but it's still 75% not higher ed. Why, when you're a project manager and you're dealing with integrators and you're dealing with manufacturers, what can an end user do to improve their relationship with the people who are actually boots on the ground? The people who are like pulling the cable, the people who, you know what I mean? Do you get where I'm going with that?
So there's like levels of end users. There would be the end users who actually are the ones going to use the equipment, like in higher ed, the professor that's going to be up there lecturing. There's also the end user of the people like Tim, who are the, super user technician engineers, people who are in the customers, under the customer's roof.
Yeah. And so, let me clarify. I'm not talking about faculty and all that side. End user is in the us, the ones who are the tech managers at a university. Yeah. But we're in the meetings talking about, this is what I want, this is what I want you to do, blah, 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 blah. And then you have a project manager who works for a company who's assigned to the job, right? They're assigned from being a manufacturer. Probably more likely they're assigned from being the integrator, more than likely, maybe a consultant.
Usually, yeah.
What can we do as an end user, in-house tech manager to make that relationship better? Because your job, your paycheck comes from that person, not from us. I mean, in the end, yes, it comes from us, blah, blah, blah. But regardless, even if this just job goes bad, they're not firing you. Your alliance is that way. What can we do to help?
That's so funny. I've never thought about giving advice to the customer for how to be better. I'm just always like, how do I do better for the customer?
But it's important.
It certainly is. Okay, showing up to the meetings on time and ready to talk about the project. So the project manager's job is to go over what's happening. I'm actually on the chapter right now about scheduling. So scheduling is all the different threads that have to go in, like, okay, I need to make sure to keep track that all the equipment is going to be there on time. I need to keep track of, the CAD drawings. I need to keep track of what the GC is doing, but also it's the biggest one, the really huge pillar is the facility ready? So I always need to talk to the customer and say, like, is it ready? Is it clean, dust-free environment? Can we do the job? Is there electricity? Is there network? Is it there? Is it ready? So that once it's ready, I can make sure that all the work can go forward, right? So being aware and also, like, if something changes, tell the project manager right away. Don't wait till the meeting. Don't go, oh yeah, I found out a week ago that we're gonna change something. Send the email right away, and the project manager should be on it and go, oh, okay, now I need to change all the 5 other things that have to be done in order to keep this schedule. And also, I found that when I go to it, this is actually a surprise to me when I first started being a project manager for these projects, that we are all on the same side, and the best customers, which is almost all of them, honestly, want to work it. So if I say, here's the problem, it might cause a delay. What would you prefer to do, customer, about this problem? Like, we're not going to have this one piece. And they even something is like basic, like, we can't get around this. That display is not going to be there. We can't do anything. Display's not there. You're not going to have a room. They'll go, we have an extra one in our storeroom that we can put up in place, and we'll come in back and you can install the display later, but we can do it now and get, and have a little change order and work that out. Like, the customer actually has resources that I'm not aware of, but if I let let them know, here's the situation we have, here's what I think is going to happen because of that. Being open to hear from the customer what they'd like and what adjustments they're willing to make, what they can add to it, has been amazing. So many times the customers have had save the day options. One customer still shocked me. I'm like, we cannot get that equipment. He's like, this is urgent. It was not higher ed, it was very corporate. This is urgent. We need it this week. I'm like, we can't get the equipment there. There's a lead time. Ingram Micro can't get it to you. And he said, Ingram is down the street. I will go there myself. I'm like, okay. And he found a shelf. He went and drove down there and he got it. And we were able to keep going. I did not expect that.
No, here's the thing. You actually make a really good point. And I think this is something that I think higher ed people need to understand. We love to toot our own horn, yet there are a lot of things that go into the entire line. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think you get what I'm saying. I think
just all the streams coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as the person who's writing the check, you think you have all the power. And in a way you do. But you also don't understand all the steps down the line, right? And you probably have a project manager who's talking to another project manager, who's talking to a sales rep, who's talking to, an intake person, who's talking to accounting rep, who's talking to a project manager, who's talking to us, right? And then you have a client saying, I want it tomorrow. And you're like, literally these 14 people couldn't even return this email chain by tomorrow. Yeah. And yet you want it by tomorrow.
I have been the closer on a lot of those jobs. Like, get it done. Oh my God.
But maybe that's a takeaway we need to have from this entire global pandemic and or supply chain, is realizing we all serve our place, right? We're all looking out for our paycheck. We're all looking out for our employer. I mean, that's how it is, right? But if you don't realize you're getting paid by your employer and this is what I'm paid to do, we're all people, like, but.
Well, honestly, I also hope that the book that I will be completing this year will give people a good view, even if they're not project managers, to know the whole view of what's happening on an AV project. They'll get a good view. And I think I intend to make it a quick read so that it's very clear. That's my signature style.
No, so good. Tim, would you like your show back?
Hey, this is what I said. I would like to. I think we got enough material for tonight. But this is what I meant. This is what I meant by earlier. Like, this was a good conversation. Like, this was, those are the right things that we needed to talk about. Like, there was nothing I needed to stop. I just let it happen. It's because I think it's sometimes forgotten, like all the pieces that are moving and the things that are happening, and so it's good to have that reminder of, yes, we can get things done, but we're all in this together again. Like, it's just, this is all of us together making things happen. And so Joe, thank you for being here.
Tim, thank you for all you do. Like, literally, I think you need a lot more applause than you think you do. You're a rock star in this industry. You are, we exposed the numbers earlier, and just thank you. And thank you for carrying on a legend. And you have filled those shoes and you grew those shoes. So thank you.
Well, I am about a good foot taller than Corey. So it's, it's.
Wow.
Well, I love you, Corey. Here's to you, Corey. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now, and we wish you the best and hope. Yes.
Sorry, and you can find me at Josiah Way on all the social medias, and of course, Hired AV on all social medias, and of course, as you did hear about the Higher Education Technology Managers Alliance Incorporated, higher education, not higher ed, Tim, higher education technology managers alliance, Incorporated. You find us at hetma.org. Please, if you're in higher ed, please join. And if you are not, we're coming to you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And by the way, if you were curious, it's free to join HETMA as a higher ed individual.
Always.
Always. So it doesn't cost you anything. Go in there, drop your email, get involved, join the community, find out what's going on, and we're there for you, just like all the rest of us AV family are. So join us up. James, I know you got a lot coming up this week, so have a great week, sir. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. I know there's been a lot directed at me and but you too, James. Like, you've done a lot, and
it's the community. It's like Joe keeps saying, it's not one person. It's all of us working together. It's everyone on the crew, Renee, Nancy, Spence, Murphy, everyone makes it. Tim, you do a great job at hosting. So it's that community, that bond, that relationship that makes like me want to come back on every week. So
Well, I haven't scared you all away yet. So, it's, yeah, also, well, you know what, Murphy, I'm not leaving you out. Thank you, Murphy. So your PM
job.
minutes and your wisdom, and you bring a wonderful angle to everything that we have. And I really appreciate that. So angle. Yeah. And to all of our listeners, thank you so very much. All 37,000 of you, wherever you may be. And tell your friends, that's, I maybe we'll get some high. We've been talking about it for months. I think it's time. The AV Life swag has got to come out. So we gotta get on that. We'll get it out there to you folks. And you know what? We'll share all the information. We'll share all of our wealth. Tell your friends, share your wealth of knowledge with them. And as I always say, until our next adventure.